operation to come home. We expect the Ghana Police Service to fulfill its statutory duty under the Public Order Act 1994, Act 491, by providing the necessary security assistance and protection required for this peaceful demonstration. As the historic architect of African unity, Dr. Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah stated, the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. Liberation means nothing if Africans are not safe on African soil. We cannot and will not sit idly by while the dignity and lives of Ghanaians and fellow Africans are compromised abroad. We must remember the words of Nelson Mandela. And if we're a South African youth, your leader was here some time back, and he reminded us to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, according to him, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. South Africa must be held accountable to this foundational Pan-African idea. We explicitly applaud the government of Ghana for its swift, decisive decision to evacuate our 300 fellow Ghanaians back home safely. This timely intervention demonstrates true leadership and a commendable commitment to the preservation of Ghanaian lives. However, evacuation is temporarily a shield. We now require permanent structural and institutional solutions to protect our national dignity. Now, this is the core institutional demands and petitions we are making, even ahead of the demonstration we're seeking to have. First, licensing and economic sanctions. We demand that the government refuse, and emphasis must be placed on the word refuse, in every full massage that the word connotes. So we demand that the government refuse to renew any expired corporate or mining licenses for South African-owned companies, specifically including Takwa mines and gold fields mines, as well as any other South African corporate entities operating in our country. 2, visa policy reform. I'm adding this because I've heard some youth of South Africa say that some of the companies they have established here are for individuals who even belong to the white folks in the land of South Africa. And so, as a black community in South Africa, they care less. But of course, let's see if they care less about this one. We are calling on government to make this in relation with the visa policy reform, that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs must immediately revoke the current visa-free policy for South Africa. We love our homes. We believe in African unity, however, South Africa must be exemplified. South African citizens must be required to obtain a visa prior to entering Ghana. Furthermore, the state must make bold, uncompromising diplomatic decisions that put economic and security interests of Ghana first. And of course, was it last year, if not 2, the amount of money South Africa made from our shops is in excess of over 627 million rands, as compared to 2.9 million rands that we had from the Republic of South Africa. So if this continues, then of course these are the measures we are suggesting to our able government. Enforcement. The government must immediately begin deporting all illegal, and emphasis is on illegal, because we acknowledge that this world is a global village. We acknowledge as Pan-Africans that South Africans are our brothers, they are our sisters, and that is why we are not even retaliating brutishly. It's not as if that there are not enough men and youths in Ghana or the rest of Africa, but it's because we believe in the former Pan-African dreams of the likes of Julius Nyerere, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah, Sekou Toure, Madiba, and all those people, including Rastafari Makonnen, who decided to fight for Africa's freedom. In fact, in 1963, when the 32 heads of state met in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Nkrumah made a speech, and South Africa was mentioned, because then they were under slavery because of apartheid. Ladies and gentlemen, we are saying that in as much as we love our brothers South Africans and all other Africans, these are likely measures that can also set South Africa apart as an example, so that at least they can learn from the mistake they are making. The government must immediately begin deporting all illegal South African nationals whose visas have expired or who have overstayed their welcome within our borders. That is to say that if you are from South Africa and your visa is intact, there's no cause for alarm. You need not to fear. We are not animals like some of your brothers in South Africa. We are very civilized, and we will show the way with some of these things. Now to the African Union. We want the African Union to intervene immediately to address this systemic xenophobic crisis in South Africa and protect the foundational principles of Pan-African unity, human rights, and the free movement of persons across the continent. Evacuation crisis response. This demonstration expresses unyielding solidarity with the 300 evacuated Ghanaians. We stand by them, demanding immediate state block reintegration packages for them. I'm sure that Honorable Kuyuta Blakwa is equal to the task, so we have nothing to worry at all. To ensure our demands are delivered directly to executive decision makers, we, after the demonstration, are going to petition the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources to present an official petition regarding the resource sharing and corporate permit renewals. 2, we'll be presenting a petition to the Jubilee House, of course the presidency, to present our core national security and citizens protection petition directly to the office of the president. And finally, Ministry of Foreign Affairs to present our final diplomatic ultimatum. We emphasize with absolute clarity that this is a peaceful demonstration. Please, this is a peaceful demonstration. So, in the likely event that we are even granted pass by the Ghana Police Service, and let me say that we are in talks with them. 2 days ago, we are at the regional headquarters. We followed up later at the national headquarters, right from this press conference. We are going to see COP Lydia, who is directly in charge of CID-related matters in this country, so that at least we will do this peacefully. So if you think you are an alien or you are a strange being who on the day will decide to come and ferment troubles, we ourselves will arrest you and hand you over to the police, because we want to stage a peaceful protest. We want to lead, but with wisdom. We want to lead, but with knowledge. We want to lead, but with the cultural roots that have been bequeathed unto us by our fathers and the former generation. We want to lead because we respect our leaders, and we do not want to behave like animals, like some of the youth of South Africa have started doing. We want to have a paradigm, move a different trajectory, because it is not only war that can solve a problem. Sometimes dialogue can, if not all. Lies in our numbers, our discipline, and our unwavering focus. We call on all members of the public organizers and participants to remain completely calm as it is necessary now. We should be organized and peaceful as we await final operational coordination, especially from the Ghana Police Service. We look forward to engaging the media comprehensively at our upcoming demonstration. But more importantly, as we conclude on the matter, we will kindly beg, if not beseech, the youth of Ghana and the rest of Africa that we should remain calm. We should not retaliate brutishly like the South Africans are doing to us. Perhaps maybe with our education, perhaps maybe with our nonchalant disposition, perhaps maybe with the wisdom that we are speaking out, we may learn from their folly, so that together we can come back as one Africa, and if you like, bring to fruition the dream of our forebears when they said Africa can unite. Thank you.